Time for Eye on Terre Haute. That's where we sit down with Mayor Duke Bennett and talk about what's going on in the city. Thanks for joining us this morning.
It's great to be here, Abby.
Well, first let's start off with the traffic watch note. There has been some issues, with Fruit Ridge, Wabash Avenues and lights not syncing, and your office has decided to take care of that.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to when we did the Blakely Avenue intersection, and in the two lights, the light at Fruit Ridge and Wabash, we always envisioned taking that out once people got used to the new, traffic signal. And then we had some complaints, of course, about being able to sync them. Well, the problem is that used to be a state signal. The state owned it, and it doesn't have the electronic controls in it to time it the same way you can with the new modern signals. And so we could never do any more than what we're able to do with it. So as people have got used to that intersection, now it's time to take the next step. And we have to go through a 90-day process to, this is all based on state statute. If you want to take a signal out, you got to go through this big process where it'll flash yellow, on east-west and red on north-south. We're going to put stop signs in on Fruit Ridge. And then after the end of the 90-day period, we need to do a quick traffic study to show that people have adapted to it. There aren't a bunch of car accidents and that kind of thing. I don't expect any problems at all. And then we can take that signal out. So there'll just be the one signal there at Blakely. So it'll clean it up. It'll make it a little bit, you don't have that stop and then stop again. And it should, people will adapt to it again over time, but it should be just fine.
Wonderful. And moving on, let's talk about an economic issue that has come to the Wabash Valley as part of the Indiana National Guard is moving to the Terre Haute International Airport, which is great for us.
It is. A few years ago when they went through the BRAC, the base realignment with the Air Guard, we were fortunate enough to get General Umbarger, the Adjutant General of the state, to invest in Terre Haute basically and move that intelligence wing mission out there. And there's a lot of soldiers working out of that base. There's a lot of contractors in the city working with them. It's a huge economic engine within itself. Well, then recently he decided to move one of his troop commands, the 81st Headquarters Battalion over here, which is a smaller unit, but it's just kind of the beginning of more opportunity for the airport and for the Air National Guard. And this is the Army Guard portion of that, which he's over the whole thing, but it's kind of it's turning into more of an Army and an air base. And so this troop command will come in and set up their base, if you will, and it'll be a backup to Indianapolis if anything with any kind of a terrorist or natural disaster occur in Indianapolis, and they can do a lot of operations out of here. So they can fly planes in, pick up equipment to go to another Indiana or Midwestern location in the event of a disaster. It puts doctors and nurses are part of that division, some hazmat folks, so it's specialty areas that fall underneath that command. And then there's some other opportunities maybe down the road for us that kind of go along with that kind of thing. So it's all good for Terre Haute and the Wabash Valley because those are great jobs, they're recession proof, they have to be somewhere. Why not Terre Haute?
Wonderful. Any other projects coming up this summer you want to let us know
Well,
about?
just, we've talked about 6th Street underway, so people just kind of stay out of that area. We hope to have it open when school starts. And then Wabash Avenue, we'll get started on that here in the next week or so. And it'll be a little inconvenience for people, but just bear with us on that. We're going to do 13th to 25th Street. So, and then all the other paving that's going on. We talked about that last month. It's that summertime construction. Just be safe, be careful, be patient with us as we improve the city.
And that Wabash Avenue, that's going to be a paving project, right?
Yes, we'll cut out the middle of it, take all those railroad tracks out, and then repave the whole stretch. And some curb work and some ADA handicap ramps. So we're going to get it up to speed.
Sprucing things up. Thank you very much, Mayor. We appreciate it. As always, if you'd like to see this segment again or you have a segment idea of your own, log on to WTHI-TV.com and click on the community page.